Who are we? Our names are Charles Crandall, Kyle Lewis, and Mace McCann. We are three entrepreneurs who are looking to own differentiated businesses. So, why fast food? As a group, we decided that we would like to own a fast food business at some point in our lives, chiefly because it is a very profitable enterprise. The purpose of this experiment is to discover which fast food restaurant has the lowest MFI and ICI. We believe that having a low MFI and ICI would create an ideal work environment which we believe will produce a higher profit margin. As a group, we focus on two main dimensions, MFI and ICI. MFI refers to the masculinity-femininity index. Having a low score in this dimension would indicate femininity and a high score would indicate masculinity. ICI refers to the individual collective index. Having a low score in this dimension would indicate a collectivist nature, while having a high score would indicate an individualistic nature. For this experiment, we focused on fast food chains that surrounded the Queensbury area. This would include McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC, Wendy's, Burger King, and Subway. Our methodology is as follows. First, we created a survey that used questions that reflected the MFI and ICI of the participants. For simplicity, we used a 1 to 10 scale. The participants were instructed to read each question. There were 10 questions altogether. For each question, there were two opposing statements. The participants were instructed to pick which end of the spectrum, using the 1 to 10 scale, they believed they belonged to. Depending on the question, if the participants rated themselves more towards the left, they were more feminine or collective. If they answered more towards the right, they were more masculine or individualistic. We then traveled to the restaurant surrounding Queensbury at approximately 8 o'clock, after the dinner rush. After explaining the survey and its purpose, we awkwardly handed over the survey to the participants. We instructed the participants to complete the survey to the best of their ability. We then gathered the surveys, there were 24 altogether, and calculated the average MFI and ICI for each restaurant. These are our findings. For Taco Bell, the MFI was 41.8. Their ICI was 55.55. The MFI for McDonald's was 35.2. The ICI was 51.15. The MFI for KFC was 48.4. Their ICI was 50.6. The MFI for Wendy's was 55. Their ICI was 65.45. The MFI for Burger King was 51.15. Their ICI was 53.35. The MFI for Subway was 35.75. Their ICI was 51.15. So what do these results mean? The results for the survey found that McDonald's and Subway have the lowest MFI and ICI when compared to other restaurants in the area. The results for both McDonald's and Subway were very similar. So similar, in fact, that the differences in results were essentially negligible. Therefore, the choice of which restaurant to own would come down to preference. For example, Mace may choose McDonald's as his business of choice, while Kyle and Charles may choose Subway for theirs. Through this survey, we believe that those restaurants would have the highest chance to recruit individuals who are both collective and relationship-based. We believe that those factors will play key roles in the success or failure of our businesses. However, due to the relatively small sample size, we will need to survey additional McDonald's and Subways throughout the area in order to determine if this hypothesis remains true. Therefore, additional research will need to be conducted in the future.